for Blumpkin and Friends, starring your host, the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
Hey kids, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin, and with me tonight is my friend. Say your name.
Mrs. Number One Fan.
Mrs. Number One Fan. I maybe should have given you a head up that that's how this goes. And tonight we want to talk about kids and how gross they are and gross things they do. Now we have established that I have two little girls, Juice, the 5-year-old, and Chi-Chi, my 3-year-old. And we're just going to refer to yours as ages. Save me a lot more bleeps during editing.
Okay. The now 13-year-old.
Oh, God.
The 10-year-old.
Boys.
The 8-year-old and the 6-year-old.
Which are girls. Well, mine are notorious booger eaters.
Mine are too.
I think all kids love to eat snot. I don't know why people would stop eating snot. It's just like, it just comes from your body.
I know, it's like candy to them.
And,
they gold dig, and it's just disgusting.
Have you ever tried to give them like a nickname to kind of make them feel subconscious about it to trick them into stopping?
Yeah, the now 13-year-old, I call him a booger eater. He'll sit on the couch and hide behind a pillow, and he'll just be digging. And I've seen him grab it out, look at it, and just lick his finger. Oh, it's just disgusting.
And this is the age when he's going to become interested in girls. I'm sure that's going to endear him to all the females at school.
Oh, yeah. It's actually funny that you mentioned something like that, because tonight at dinner, we told him, because he eats like a massive pig, that he needs to start being more
refined.
Yes. My 8-year-old mentioned something.
What did she say?
She goes, yeah, girls don't like that kind of stuff. You have to be neat.
Neat.
Yeah, I remember using that word when I was young.
Well, keep in mind that just about every towel in the house is about to become ground zero for a puddle of guilt.
I know. And that's what I've been telling my husband, that he needs to start talking to our 13-year-old, because he's going to be going through those changes.
It's not even his voice or the extra body hair. It's just he's going to discover himself, and then it's going to be game on.
I know. I'm so afraid.
Oh God! Don't go in his room. Not even if you're going to leave a bag of clean laundry, just knock on the door and just drop it and go.
Well, he hides his laundry behind a box in the corner in his bedroom. I don't know why. I have no idea.
Odd.
Yes. So it makes me wonder if he's doing it already, but I don't know.
Oh. It's funny you mentioned that, because when I was a little late in the game here, when I figured it out, I don't think I figured out how to masturbate till I was almost 15.
Why?
So if he's like me, you got a few years to still be okay with it, but still wonder.
I don't know. I it's really bad of me to say this, but I see him playing under the blankets.
Uh-oh.
And I have to nudge my husband and say, you need to talk to him. Talk to him now.
Well, when I was in high school, I had a gym sock that was probably worth a couple $1,000s. I didn't think just use toilet paper. No, you don't have to apologize. I always like to throw myself under the bus. I didn't think to use toilet paper or Kleenexes. I just jacked off, and once I jizzed, I wiped the fucking cum off my own stomach.
Yeah.
Which in hindsight is so fucking retarded of a strategy. Oh my God.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
Yeah, it would seem like that. I only had that happen to me once, and it was disgusting to clean it up, so I can just imagine what it would have been like being a guy.
Well, it's your own, so it's a little bit different. You know it's coming.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
So I shamed my girls into quitting, or trying to get them to quit, by saying no one is going to like you at school. They're going to call you a dirty boogie licker. And they're going to say that shit in the lunchroom and on the playground and everywhere. In your face and behind your back, and it's going to be merciless.
It will be. I remember those days. I went to school with a girl that used to, many, many years ago in elementary school, she used to pick her nose and eat her boogers in front of us.
Oh.
And we teased her.
But can't imagine why.
I know. I felt bad doing it now, but...
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Hindsight's 20/20, and when you're a kid, fuck everybody else that's not you.
Pretty much.
So I tell them not to do it. And then I might say it when we're somewhere, like in public. And I'm like, are you fucking picking your nose? Are you going to eat a booger? And they'll be like, I'm going to eat my boogie. And they'll start picking. And even if there's nothing, they'll go, they'll lick it.
Oh, mine don't do that in public when I look at them and they just have that, oh God, she knows I was doing it look.
They do it to each other.
Oh, they pick each other's nose?
It's happened on occasion, only a few times, but still, once is more than enough.
I'll admit I do it to the 6-year-old when they're hanging out, but most of the time I tell her to go in the bathroom and pick it out herself. But I've caught her digging for gold big time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Toots. Oh, toots. So many toots. Little girls toots so much.
Oh,
I thought
yes.
I was full of toots. But
Yeah.
the Juice, when she was a baby, used to like lean up against the wall, and then she'd make the wall vibrate. And Chi-Chi will be anywhere. And I've mentioned this before, that we like, at Juice's first karate in the spring, we were sitting there one day and it was really quiet, and here's Chi-Chi. Uh-oh, I'm gonna toot. Oh, there's more toots coming. And then she just starts laughing. The other parents find it funny. I'm just like, oh, God damn it. They're going to think my kid's a little retarded. Oh, God. I keep telling her. I'm like, that's gross. So, yes, toots galore between the two of them. And the worst part of that is they're both a little butt obsessed, and maybe it's my fault for making so many butt, toot, and poop jokes. But the other day, Chi-Chi is reaching behind her. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm picking my butt.
Oh my gosh, my 6-year-old does that all the time too.
Why?
I don't know. I honestly, I think it might be, I don't know how Chi-Chi is with wiping, but I know my 6-year-old has an issue with it still.
I wipe her.
Yeah, I do that.
She's 3.
I do that with my 6-year-old every once in a while because she still needs some help. And yeah, so we'll be sitting at like the dinner table in regards to butt picking. And I've seen her a couple times reach around, like almost like she's picking out a Snuggie, but she's not picking out a Snuggie. And I've even seen her look and then start eating again.
That's terrible.
That is horrible.
Especially if you're sitting there. Imagine if you were like out to dinner somewhere and she did that and you didn't. Because what are you going to do? Are you going to yell at her and raise the alarm so everybody turns and looks? Like, were you seriously just picking your ass? And then looking at it for fucking evidence? Go wash your hand. Don't touch anything on the way there.
Oh my gosh. It scares me what they touch and where their hands have been. Kids are dirty, dirty, dirty creatures.
They're filthy walking petri dishes.
Yes.
Of filth.
I will admit that.
I was lucky that I caught her right in the act. I was editing at the time. So she was standing on the chair right next to me. And when I caught her, I'm like, don't fucking move. And I grabbed her wrist and I dragged her to the bathroom and we washed her hands like 4 times. I'm like, never pick your butt again, or I will make you go live outside like an animal.
You know, that's one cause of pink eye.
Yes, fecal germs.
Yes.
I've even told them about getting toots by pillows or standing too close to me when I'm tooting. I'm like, you're going to get pink eye. Mm-hmm. And they think it's hilarious.
Yeah. My 6-year-old, when she lets one rip at the dinner table, her chair, the floor, and the table, I kid you not, all vibrate.
What are you feeding her?
She sneaks food so much, so I don't know what she's eating.
She's just randomly getting into different snacks.
Yep. Yes.
Very sneaky for 6.
Oh, her brothers did the same thing.
Oh, so it's a learned behavior.
Yes.
It's not instinctual.
No.
Have I told you the story of Chi-Chi and the poop smear?
You might have, but I have one for you also.
I had my back to her and I was doing a crossword puzzle and she was at the table playing and I just hear this. I hear, I picked my poops. I'm picking my poops. And I'm like, what? And my posture shot up straight as an arrow and I turn around. I'm like, come here now. She walked over I'm like, let me see your hand. And she had like a little bit of poop on her pointer finger.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, how could you? And I stopped because I looked, and she had anointed herself right between the eyes. Like,
are you serious?
Like it was fucking Ash Wednesday. There was a little bit of a doo-doo strike across her brow line. And then I go to the table, and it was on the chair. It was on some toys. I fucking screamed at her so much. It's like, what the hell is wrong? You don't touch your poops.
No, that is the worst thing to touch in all the world.
But that's only her. The other one hasn't done it. The other one, however, the juice, is notorious for wiping back to front.
That's bad.
It's bad. And I tell her, I'm like, you're going to get a gynae infection.
Yep.
And nobody's going to ask a girl with a poopy gynae to the prom.
No.
You're going to be sitting at home crying into a pillow, watching 16 Candles with your stinky cooch.
Yes, because it stinks bad, especially with little girls.
I had to start telling her that at 3. So I've been hammering home the point for almost 3 years now about the poopy crotch not going to prom thing. But
I feel your pain.
Obsessed.
Yes.
You share your poop smear story now.
So, this is many years ago. My 8-year-old at the time, she was probably she was walking. So she was about 2 at the time. She's at daycare, and I got a phone call from my then daycare provider. First things out of her mouth, everything's okay. I'm not calling for an emergency. So I'm like, okay. She tells me that 2-year-old at the time paint her living room. I'm like, oh God, do I owe you money for anything? She's like, no. I just want you to know that she painted my living room with her poop.
Nice.
So I felt so bad because I just started laughing so bad at her over the phone.
Laughter's the appropriate response.
And she proceeded to tell me that my then 2-year-old painted up her glass curio cabinet.
Nice.
Her oversized leather chair and the wood trim on the floor.
Okay, so we're talking about Windex, soap and water, and some almond luster furniture polish, and you're good.
Yeah. It was, oh my gosh. As soon as I walked up to the door and she opened it, I just turned beet red again. I just started laughing, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, here's a story from when the juice was about 2.5. I was in the shower, and back then I did not lock my bedroom door or the bathroom door when I was in the shower because I knew she couldn't get in there. Mm-hmm. And I had stopped the shower. I'm drying off. I go to get out, and I got a towel around my waist. I'm like, what are you doing? I wanted to see you in the bathroom. I'm like, okay. And I turned around, and all that she could see of me was my ass, basically. I hope there wasn't that, like, dangly ball thing going on. And she's like, hi, butt. I see you. And then she, like, blew a kiss. She's like,
really?
One thing, yeah, because she was blowing a kiss to my ass. It's kind of cute. There's the next part that gets weird. All of a sudden, I hear this. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? I'm like, don't sniff my butt. You don't sniff butts.
My 6-year-old does that to me.
Why do they sniff butts? I don't get it.
I think it's like I don't know. It's got to be some kind of instinct in them as a kid to just smell things.
Like, I get why I smell gross stuff, because people are like, oh, this is fucking terrible, smell this.
Yeah.
And then you do, because you want to know what it's like. Some people be like, no, that's fine. It sounds gross. It's not for me. I want to know what I'm missing out on, so I will do it. But I have a developed sense of propriety, so I know what I'm getting into. Mm-hmm. Kids, they don't know. She sniffed my ass. And then I told the internet. Because what else am I going to do? I'm not going to, like, hide it all shamefully like I've got the offspring of Hester Prynne from the Scarlet Letter. I started calling her the butt sniffer. And then something else happened like a couple months later, and I just had to post an update that said the butt sniffing continues.
The butt sniffing continues.
And my friend Shanae thought that was hilarious. But yeah, the juice sniffed my butt.
Well, like I said, my 6-year-old does that to me, so it's not anything that I'm not accustomed to.
Well, you'll be happy to know that you're not the only person with a horror story that comes to poop at daycare. My friend Scotty, I used to work with him at Menards, has twin boys. I think they were 3 at the time, perhaps. And his wife told me that she got a call from daycare, that they found him with his diaper off. And there was some poop in the diaper. And there was some poop on his nose. But they couldn't find the actual poop. And they think he ate the poop.
Oh!
So they took him to the doctor. And that's when I found out, through the advice of Scotty and his wife, that you cannot get hepatitis A from your own feces.
That's good to know.
If you want to get all scatological in the bedroom with number 1 fan Tim, make sure that you only taste your own poop and he only tastes his own poop. Because when you guys switch it up and tongue each other's bungs, that's when things get sketchy.
Okay, I'll have to remember to tell him that.
Well, I'm sure he's going to listen and he'll hear it there.
Yeah.
What's next up on my list of Chi-Chi? Well, I'm like, what are you doing? Whenever we're getting ready to go in the tub or before bed and she's digging in her toes, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm picking my toe jams. Mm-hmm. She even just calls it her toe jams.
Yep.
Only because I told her, I'm like, don't pick your toe jam.
My 6-year-old gets it really bad during the winter. During the summer, she wears sandals everywhere, and her feet are black beyond black when she gets in the shower.
See, I won't let them do that. You can't go to the playground because you'll roll an ankle or get stabbed with a wood chip or...
Well, when we go to the park, she wears tennis shoes. But other than that, if we go to the store or, just wherever, shopping, to dinner or anything, she wears sandals. But she, little kids pick up dirt and crap everywhere you go, so... They
do. Just like at one of the local elementary schools, their mom took them to play. Mm-hmm. And they called her over. They're like, Mommy, what's this? And I get a phone call from the beast. I just found 2 uncapped used needles under a slide at a school playground.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why they wear fucking shoes everywhere. She lets them wear sandals. I tell her, I'm like, you're going to think it's great until one of them rolls a goddamn ankle.
Yeah. We've tried to get our 6-year-old to wear tennis shoes all the time, but there's at some point in time where you just have to pick your battles, and my lovely husband has...
Let that one go?
No, he's taught me to pick my battles.
You kind of have to.
Yeah.
I don't pick my battles. I yell about everything if I can.
I try to, but I get the eyes.
From them or him?
From him.
Well, what the hell does he matter about what he thinks?
I yell too much at the kids.
Well, you got to do it. I mean, they're not going to figure... You can't be like, oh, I hate these parents. Oh, no, honey, we don't do that. Fuck you! They're really going to learn. Your son of a bitch kid is, taking swings at other kids at the playground, but you're like, oh, honey, we don't hit. No, we don't want to do... You know what, lady? You are probably a domestic violence victim yourself, and do you really think that namby-pamby pussy-ass approach is really going to work with your future serial killer of a kid? Fuck off.
It's like when I was a kid. I had to buy my mom so many new wooden spoons and spatulas because she broke them all over me and my sister's asses when we were kids.
Those were the days.
Yeah. The actual disciplining of children back then this day and age has just gotten too soft.
It has. In terms of...
I have another poop story for you, though.
Oh, well, then fire away.
This one's about my sister and her youngest daughter.
I can never get enough stories about shit.
One day, my sister had put her youngest daughter down for a nap. She's now 13. And at the time, she was probably about 2.5. Mm-hmm. She was in her crib sleeping, and then my sister went in to check on her after a while and walked in on her. She was wide awake. Normally, she makes sounds and everything when she's awake, so my sister knew that she would be awake. But this time, she walked in on her, diaper laying next to her, poop. All over the crib, all over the mattress, and all over herself.
Oh. That's a lot. That's when you throw out the baby with the bathwater. And you just claim that some ethnic person stole the child.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know.
Rosemary's baby.
He sounded like he might be from Nairobi or one of those countries. I don't know. He was a Hispanic gentleman, and he left a note that said, "Too bad for you. Mm-hmm. Ole." What other notes do I have to myself? I got that one. We got that one.
Do you have anything on scabs?
I have to tell them not to pick their scabs because they're going to get ugly scars, and then people are going to make fun of them, or they're not going to look as pretty as they could. I've tried that. I haven't had anybody eat a scab yet, thankfully.
Our 13-year-old does it all the time.
He eats his scabs?
And his toenails. Yes, he chews on them.
That kid's going to be a virgin till he's 24. And then he's going to knock up some poor girl that throws him a pity fuck on the first try. Sorry, Tim, but that's the way it's sounding here with what I'm being told.
It gets to the point sometimes where our 13-year-old will be sitting on the couch and he'll be, picking at his arm or something, and I'll look at him and I'm like, you did not just eat that scab, did you? Yeah, you're gross. Or he'll be walking around the house and it'll look like he's got something in his mouth, like he's chewing on it. And I've seen him do this many times before, so I know exactly what it is. I'll stop and I'm like, do you have a freaking nail in your mouth? Are you chewing on a toenail again? Yes. It's gross. Just imagine how many germs and sweat and icky that's on the back of that toenail.
He's building up tolerances.
That kid never gets sick.
Exactly, because he's always eating scabs and toe clippings and boogers and whatever else he can get his hands on from his own body. He's wasting nothing. He's running at optimum efficiency.
Yeah, he picked up a pickle out of a parking lot one time.
Oh, fuck.
And it was a big dill pickle. And it was during the wintertime. We were at Chuck E. Cheese. Mm-hmm. And we were there for a birthday, one of our kids. Never again. Not fucking going to that place again. But he picked it up, and I don't know if he took a bite out of it or not, but I found it 2 days later, frozen in the back of my van.
Oh, yeah.
And it was nasty. And he admitted to putting it back there, so it wouldn't surprise me if he took a bite out of it, because he's been known to drink random things that are sitting just wherever. Yeah.
I've come close one time with the Chi-Chi at a playground when she was 1, and she grabbed this can of Diet Coke that was sitting on the playground, and she got it just about to her mouth, and I slapped it out of her hand, because guys sometimes will pee in a pop can and leave it for lack of proper facilities. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, God, she could be drinking somebody else's piss, and they could have Hep C. And then I'd have to throw her in the woods and leave her there because she's tainted.
Hey, Sipboard.
Yeah, I don't know. He got yelled at by a couple of the other kids' friends a few weeks ago. They came home and they told us that he was down at the park drinking stuff out of a lemonade bottle or something like that. I don't know what kind of bottle it was, but yeah, he got in trouble.
He probably was getting some secondhand liquor in there.
You're listening to Blumpkin and Friends.
Well, in terms of other bodily fluids, I have no stories involving blood, thankfully. Yourself?
Blood. Just minor scrapes, nosebleeds, nothing out of the ordinary.
One time when I was 11, I was playing G.I. Joes, and my sister's caretaker that was there came downstairs, and I had fished out some little tubes out of the garbage in the bathroom, and I was using them like little missiles. And she came downstairs, and she's like, what are you doing with those? I'm like, I'm playing with them. I found them. They looked cool, like missiles. She's like, okay, those were your mom's, and they were from... Never mind. And then she left. So apparently tampons used to come in these little cardboard sleeves.
Oh,
and I had a few of those. And there must have been some Menses on there a little bit. But yeah, I had them down in the toy room in the basement, and I was playing G.I. Joes with them. I had no fucking idea what I was doing.
They still come in those little cardboard things.
Do they?
Yes, it's for easy insertion.
Wow, that's good to know. From my friend at the playground, this is Jay's mom, Emily. Puking in my mouth. She has, I think he's about 18 months old, a son. And apparently the other day, he was feeling sick, and she was holding him, and he turned and he puked all over her neck and her face, and some got in her mouth.
Yum.
To which I naturally asked, well, was that the end, or did it start like a chain reaction puke? She's like, oh no, I puked afterwards. But You think about, like, one person pukes and it makes everybody else puke. And it's kind of like when they describe that scene in the movie theater when Chunk is talking about what he did.
In the Goonies?
In the Goonies. Yeah, and then everybody down below starts puking all over each other.
Yeah.
I want to be there for something like that. It's a story that you tell for generations.
Yeah, that would be.
She escaped, though, and I had to ask him, like, okay, so does other people's puke taste as tangy as your own puke when you get it in your mouth? She's like, oh, I know worse, because it was Spaghetti-O puke.
Ew.
Yeah, he just projectile vomited right on her. I've only been vomited on, like, vomit once. And the juice was barely walking, and she's doing laps around the coffee tables. I'm sitting in the chair upstairs, and it's just me and her home. And all of a sudden she walks out to me, and she's like, and then she stops crying, and then, just like a launch of pure evil. And I was like, oh, God. So I kind of shot to the side, and it got my right pant leg and some of the arm of the chair. I was just like, God damn it. God damn it. These are my favorite lounging pants for lounging. And fuck. So then I'm like rinsing the puke out of them. I'm sitting her in the tub. I'm cleaning puke off the chair. I don't know what it is about people in this bloodline, the females, puking on my furniture. But between the Beast with the spaghetti puke that I talked about in episode 43 of the podcast called The Beast and the Bandit, listen to it. I think it's worthwhile. Or the Juice puking on me. Chi-Chi's never puked on me. They've spat up on me. I've had like spit up down my chest or down my my shoulder and my back. But only once have I been full on puked on.
Yeah, I can't say that I've been physically puked on, except for, when the girls were babies. Mm-hmm. But there was one time I do recall, this was many years ago when my dad was actually here. He lives in Washington State, which, by the way, he's moving out here next year, so I'm very excited about it.
I thought you were going to say he was dead.
No, he's not. He's still very much alive.
Oh, that's good.
And we had come back from somewhere. I don't remember where we were. So we were driving somewhere, and all of a sudden, one of the kids, and I want to say it was the 6-year-old, just hurled in the van. And all of us in an enclosed vehicle.
Uh-oh.
Only the front windows in the van that I had at that time rolled down, and then the two back and the two little wing vents. Yeah, we had to stop. We had to clean it out as best as we could with window washer fluid and paper towels. No. And it still smelled.
Well, yeah.
And my husband, how wonderful he is, he cleaned it out when we officially got home. So I have to thank him for that.
Well, there wasn't really like an option B of who was going to do it. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I had to go take care of the kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So drawing straws. Go figure. Leaving my grandparents' house in Duluth one time, and we made it to about not even Cloquet. We were barely up the hill and out of the Duluth area. And my folks knew I was sick, and my dad's like, if you have to throw up, you tell me, and I'll pull over so you can throw up outside the van. Mm-hmm. And I thought I was getting close, and I'm like, he's like, are you all right? I'm like, I think I'm good. And then like a minute later, Dad, I have to throw. It just sneaks up on you.
It does.
As an adult now, I know when it's coming. I know at what stage of shitty feelingness that I need to go and hug the toilet, just kind of wait. Like I've had to do it at work a couple times. Mm-hmm. And one time I had to hold it all night, and then I didn't puke until 7:10 in the morning out in the parking lot on the walk to my car. Because I wasn't going to drive home like that. I'm like, I got to do this. And standing up puking, fucking terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Surprised I didn't tear something. But there was my puddle of puke in the grass outside the jail, and then it froze because we got snow the next day, and it was there all the way till spring. And I had eaten a banana and some orange juice and some hard-boiled eggs.
Ew!
It was a lot of orange.
Yeah, no shit. That's even worse.
Essentially, with the banana and the eggs and the fucking orange juice, you mix it together, it looked like I threw up hollandaise sauce.
Yeah.
Think of that the next time you eat that.
I haven't eaten that stuff since my mom made it.
Well, you might not want to eat it ever again now because I may have ruined it for you.
Probably not. I'm a food connoisseur, so it don't matter.
So, let's hear your other puke story.
Oh, man. Well, this was... I don't think my 6-year-old, no, she was born at the time. This is probably like 4 years ago. Went to a Twins game with a girlfriend and her 2 daughters. Mm-hmm. And my children had popcorn, pop, the whole shebang. On the way back to my house, my now 13-year-old got out of the van, walked around the backside, and proceeded to throw up popcorn all over our driveway.
It's outside.
It was still gross, though. Because it was all, like, speckled white with popcorn and just nasty. It was gross.
You're listening to Blumpkin and Friends.
Okay, I'm going to read off some disgusting listener submissions from my flip phone. Don't always wipe the butt.
My 10-year-old does not wipe when he poops, and he gets it all over the inside of his
He doesn't wipe
pants.
at all?
Hardly ever.
What the fuck?
He's too busy playing. He wants to go in and pop squat and go back to playing.
Which would be cool if you were going for a clean sweep, but clearly he's not, judging by the amount of mudslide train tracks in his shorts.
Oh, my 6-year-old's underwear are just horrible, just the same.
I can fix the 10-year-old, and this time I'm not going to suggest a stage kidnapping. Here's how we fix Egghead there with his genius idea for fucking turds in his shorts. Make him scrub the stains out.
We do.
And he still does it.
He still does it.
Motherfucker.
It's bad, because half the time he'll wear the same pants like 2-3 days in a row, and he'll walk up next to me and he literally smells like
still like shit.
Ass. I love my kids.
Man, those kids are never going to get any vagina. Either one of them. Wow. It just sounds like a 3-ring circus of nasty over at the #1 fan household.
It is. We have a clean house though, so that's what matters. But
that's good.
My kids aren't clean. That's the bad part.
Well, here's a twofer from Nurse Ashley. Her daughter ate dog food.
I used to eat dog biscuits.
I'll actually make it a 3-banger from her. Her nephew stuck his finger in his dog's butt when he was 2. My
kids have done that to River.
That's terrible. Why would you stick your finger in a dog's ass?
To poke it and watch her jump. That's what they do. They poke it and watch her jump.
I mean, I can't really talk because in episode 17 of the podcast, Poop Chronicles 2, I divulged that once upon a time ago I was eating a bag of chips on the toilet and they exploded and I went to pick them up and my dog at the time, Jacques, licked my asshole. So I encourage you to go to the What Do We Call It podcast page and listen to the Poop Chronicles 1 and 2 and also episode 31, The Great White Buffalo, which make up the Doo-Doo trilogy.
Yeah.
And the last one, so her boyfriend, when he was a kid, he tried to drink from a bidet. Because he thought it was a drinking fountain. Right. This is Jamie saying putting random things in their mouth, eating their boogers, picking their nose. I've heard stories of kids playing with their poop and smearing it all over furniture and walls. And by kids, I mean babies and toddlers. Thank you for that. Other Neil. Babies shove everything in their mouths. They barf a lot. Mm-hmm. Some, not his, lick the snot running from their nose and play with their poop. Once again, not his.
Yeah, my children lick their snot when it's running out of their nose.
Well, you got to.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
What? Here's another realm that I did not think to delve into until today. Things that they say that are double entendres that they don't understand are gross. Now, I will do something for the one. I'm showing them a new move, a wrestling move. We're roughhousing. We're doing something. And then the other one says, do me now. I'm like, stop it. Fucking stop it. Do not, never. Look at me. I'm like, girls, pay attention. Yeah? Never say, do me. Say, it's my turn. If you say, do me, and somebody hears it, you will get taken away by Child Protective Services, and you'll have to live with some horrible, stinky Russian parents that will beat you.
My kids say, do me. To me also when we're having fun or tickling or whatever. You gotta break them of it. And here's one of the worst things ever, and it makes me wish I had boys. Wiping them, and then you hear,
That tickles. No! Fuck you! Today, the juice. I'm wiping her poop. She's like, tickle my poop out. I'm like, you go right to hell. You have no soul. Tickle your poop out? I'm like, how exactly am I going to tickle your poop out? You already went poop.
Yeah. When I've had to wipe my 6-year-old, she's like, Mommy, is there lots of poopies there? I don't want to look at it. I don't want to count it. It's awful. Because she'll sit there and she'll wiggle her butt at me and be like, come on, wipe my butt.
I tell him that. I'm like, stop it. You're going to shake poop out on the floor. And if you get poop on the rug, Grandma's going to kill you. So I was able to break them of the habit when they found out how much that my mom was going to yell about it. Yeah, it's odd enough that I have not come up with a nickname for my mom, even though she's had so many. Mm-hmm. We discussed this in the very first episode of Blumpkin and Friends called Listen, Linda, because I named it after that famous Listen, Linda video because I wanted to try to attract some secondhand traffic. Did not work.
Can I talk about the text I sent you earlier?
Which one?
He still doesn't know about it.
Oh, yeah, tell me that one.
Yesterday, on my way home from my sister's house, I was trying to send my husband a text message to let him know because he was going to go to the store. I said, well, I'll be home soon, and you can take the truck. Because I had the truck, and he was going to have to pick up some pop and some soap. I didn't think it was going to fit in his saddlebag.
Why did you have his new truck?
Because the girls asked him if I could take them to gymnastics in the truck.
Wow. I would have said no fucking way in hell.
Well, I kind of bartered my way to get the truck.
I don't want to know.
So I had my 8-year-old finish the text message for me, and she sent it. Mm-hmm. Well, the response that I got back was, how much lube do we have? And she's looking at me and she goes, Mom, I think Dad spelled that wrong. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, how much Lube? What is Dad talking about? I'm like, what?
What makes that hilarious is that she didn't know the word and she had to spell it out. So it's still technically in secret code.
So I had her respond back to Dad saying, what lube? ? And he sends back one and he goes, for backdoor pleasures.
And thank Christ she didn't know what that meant.
No, because she goes, Mom, I think Dad made a mistake. Why does he need lube for the back door? It works fine.
Perfect. You're so lucky. You're so fucking lucky that she has no idea what any of that means.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, husband of mine, but you know what? I love you, and oh gosh, I can just imagine what his face is going to look like when he hears this.
I'm glad you have that level of energy right now, because it's time to play Guess Who Karaoke Roulette!
Guess Who Karaoke Roulette.
One famous person, there are 5 clues. You get 3 guesses to figure out who it is. Strikes 1, 2, and 3. Should you figure it out, I will sing a crappy pop song. If I stump you, you have to sing a crappy pop song. I have got lyrics saved into Word documents on the hard drive. We'll go over it before your performance. I would hate for you to go in cold.
That would be fantastic if I have to go up there because, yeah, I'm not really good with lyrics.
That's good. You're not going to get this, hopefully. I want somebody else to sing, goddammit. Clue number 1. A one-time minority stake owner in the CFL Toronto Argonauts.
What the hell is that?
That is a Canadian Football League team.
I'm not from Canada, so I don't know.
Clue number 2. A member of the Toronto branch of the Second City Improv Comedy Group.
Okay.
Clue number 3. Movies including Stripes, Splash, Home Alone, JFK, and Rookie of the Year. Clue number 4.
Is it Joe Pesci?
Strike 1.
Oh, shit.
Clue number 4. Died of a heart attack at age 43 while in Durango City, Mexico. Clue number 5, and this is usually the softball. His name is delicious. You have 2 strikes remaining.
So he was in Home Alone?
Yes.
And Splash?
Yes.
Oh my god, we were just talking about this movie the other day.
Splash?
Yes, with Daryl Hannah.
Ah.
It was actually on our anniversary we were talking about it because we were swimming in the lake.
And that dirty old lake that I and Neil have pooped in made you think of mermaids.
I've peed in it, so yeah.
That's not the same as dropping a big stinky deuce and watching it float by. Neil dropped a turd the length of my forearm and it floated right by me.
The only person... But he wasn't in Home Alone. Splash has Tom Hanks in it. But
Is that an official guess?
Yes.
Strike 2.
Damn it.
You're down to 1. I am looking awesome with these clues the last few times we played this. I am really starting to enjoy this game a lot more.
It's not Joe Pesci. It's not Tom Hanks. Who else was in frickin' Splash?
Boy, I don't know.
And Home Alone.
People.
I'm not good with actors' names. I'm good with faces. I'm not good with names.
Well, it's a good thing that this is a show where I don't have fucking pictures of people and I have words on paper to read to you.
I don't get any other clues? Because those other ones were frickin'... I don't know anything about Canada.
It seemed fairly obvious, the ones I tried to keep them B-level.
He died of a heart attack.
Died of a heart attack.
In Mexico.
In Mexico.
And his name is Delicious.
It's delicious.
What kind of clue is that? Is it? I don't get it.
It's a play on words.
I don't know.
So are you saying uncle?
Is that a clue?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Because John Candy.
Ah, she got it.
Woohoo!
See, I had to give a really obvious one there at the end.
If you want me to sing, I will.
Oh no, I've got something that I have to bring up here. So 1 second. Yeah, okay. So here we go. I get the lyrics on the screen. So I lost. Somebody finally fucking won the game after I think 5 or 6 attempts. So, as I said, I always will sing a crappy pop song. What song am I singing?
You are singing I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany.
Yes, I am.
I love this song.
Fun
Can I
fact,
sing it for you?
No, you can't.
Damn it.
So, true story. Tiffany was the first famous person I ever had a crush on. My mom had the cassette of one of her
I still
albums,
have that.
And I wanted to fuck this chick so bad. I was like 7.
She's a ginger.
I knew what sex was. I didn't care about gingers back then. I just knew that she was pretty and I wanted to touch her pubes.
If you suck at this, I'm doing it.
You have heard me sing. I'm so good. God, should I do it all lounge singery? Children behave. That's what they say when we're together. And watch how you play. Make eye contact. They don't understand, and so we're running just as fast as we can. Holding on to one another's hands, trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground. And then you say, I think we're alone now. Join in, goddamn you. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. That's as far as I'm going.
The way we gotta hide what we're doing, 'cause what would they say if they ever knew? And so we're running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hands.
I don't know if that's the way.
Trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground. And then we say,
shh, I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. I'm sweating. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. Okay, that's the end.
I'm sorry, I just love this song.
Oh, I'm warm. I'm so warm. Interact with the show on Twitter at Blumpkin Show. That is at Blumpkin Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Blumpkin and Friends. I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
I'm Mrs. Number One fan.
Good night. So say something funny.
Toots go down the hall.
That's not funny. You're going to have to be funnier. This is Blumpkin and Friends, not fucking amateur hour.